This morning I come to you from my messy kitchen with my cluttered dining room, but I have been building up a hankering for tea for a few days now, and I don't know that I've ever showed you how my Brit husband makes tea. So here we are, tea kettle, important piece of equipment in any kitchen. Now the downside is that this tea kettle is only on a regular voltage, and the optimal tea kettle is a 220 voltage because it boils faster than you can get your tea bag out. Oh, and look, I should have opened this because I can't do this two-handed. Oh, look, you're gonna see more disheveled. All right. Faster than I can get my tea bag out. This is Revolution tea, and I'll put a link below. We can only get it on Amazon these days. We used to get it at the local grocery store, and I got hooked because my husband found it. This is very low acid, yummy, yummy tea. I put a tea bag in my cup and then put my little lids back on my sealed copper crooked thing. And then we wait. And we wait for the tea kettle to do its very slow, would have been warm by now. In the next house, we have a 220 coming in the kitchen so that we can cook our tea kettle. We can run our tea kettle faster. Very exciting. There we go. It must be boiling. While we're waiting, I'll show you my beautiful, I have a lovely orchid that's in bloom. It dropped a blossom last night. I probably should be covering up this branch, shouldn't I? How about that? I'm using half and half in my tea because we don't have milk in the house. Alright, boil water any day now. Now, if you guys are in the UK, you will understand why we don't drink tea, nor do we have a tea kettle very often. Because it takes a long time. Probably the stove. I wonder if the stove is faster. Next, I have to wait 3 minutes for the tea to steep before I put the milk in. And a little drop of honey. I can hear it boiling and rolling. 5 minutes, goodness sakes. There, it's steaming. We're gonna call it good. All right. There we go. I'm gonna give it a little more. I don't need quite that much, half and half. There. All right, and now I gotta walk away and let it steep. Okay, whoop. Put half and half. I like mine wimpy. I also spilled. There, and then I'm gonna clean up my mess. Put in, and then I'm gonna put in a drop of honey. Come on. Oh my goodness. It's very slow going. Drop of honey. There. And that's it for morning tea today. Let me clean up and I'll meet you outside. All right, I'm back with my finished tea outside in the sunshine to try and wake up this morning. Oh, it's so good. So good. I haven't had tea in a while. I'm getting myself ready because when I go to Norway, my normal iced coffee is not going to be available. So I have to prep myself because normally when I can't get coffee, I switch to hot tea with milk. That's usually international, not a problem. So it's been busy. Oh, do I ever say anything else? I don't think so. It's been busy. Let me take my glasses off. Here, we got a big shipment, 24 boxes from Ireland, still missing some colors. And my poor wholesale people, still going to have to wait for things like oatmeal because we don't have any. But I did get some new fun things to look at. So in the shipment was bulky weight soft Donegal. I now have bulky weight soft Donegal. So if you like Donegal and you like bulky, you can now have both together. The color fleck is a little bit different too. I really like it. Let me show you the my other one's on top, the new one. I thought I brought, oh yeah, here's the red. The red's the same. It's like a 3-ply. Trying to get you a good color view here. So what they've done is amped up the thickness, and now you can make bulky tweed patterns, which is lovely. The other thing that Tristan has introduced, which I think is fabulous, is a product called marled tweed. Now, what this does is I have both of these greens in our tweed. This is the grass plus the sedge together. And so let's talk about fades and ombre garments that you can make with this marled. You get 2 skeins of this, 2 skeins of the grass, 2 skeins of the sedge, and you have potentially a 3 shade ombre anything that you can make. Like 6 skeins, you can make some pretty good shawls with that. If you did 10 skeins, broken up into these 3 packages, you could do a sweater that's an ombre. So I'm super excited to start playing with this. We only got 1 skein of each. This will be available in September, October. So this is like a preview. That's the green version. Here's the pink. This one is a blend of pink and a peachy color. This one is sort of a darker teal and the blue, and then the Irish emerald that we have. The purple, of course, I'm always a fan of the purple. This is, boy, I don't know what this one is. I don't know what I'd mix with these. Definitely purple potatoes and barfight, but I think you could throw some burgundy in as well, and maybe even some pink. So this one you could marl up, or you could blend up a lot. And then the neutral is oatmeal and Rocky Paths. So super exciting. I love them. I want to knit on them, do some swatches, but then I only have the 1 skein. So I might have to break a skein so that people, because we go to a wholesale show in June in Chicago. Oh, that's so good. I haven't had a cup of tea in a long time. So the main thing I've worked on this week, and you will soon see the video footage of it, is I have been I've been working on the top-down gray t-shirt again. And I'm going to insert some footage here. All right, I'm being brave and letting you see all my not-so-nice parts so that you can see the process of fitting this t-shirt. So I have now done the raglan. I've increased 4 times over 8 rows for my bust, and now I've just decreased the same 4 times over 8 rows to decrease under to my waist. And I am the smallest part of my waist right here. And then what I'm going to do is increase every 3 rows to get down to my hips, which are still not that much more. I'm kind of a square figure. We've talked about that before for the sewing. But if you look here, I still have quite a bit of fabric. So I'm going to decrease 3 times over the next 6 rows, and then I'm going to start increasing again so I can get that shaping underneath my bust. I've got some. I'm very pleased with what I have so far, but I want it to come in just a little bit more before I start the increases again to get over my tum-tum to my hips. But I feel like, and this is why I go to this trouble, I feel like in bringing it in under your bust and bringing it out, it makes it look like you have more of a shape, or I have more of a shape than I do. Especially when you actually have a waist and hips. I don't have a waist and hips. I'm pretty much like, there's 1 inch difference between my bust, my waist, my proper waist, and my hips. 1 inch larger, 1 inch smaller, 1 inch larger again. So I'm basically a rectangle. I could build this like a rectangle and it would fit fine, but I would have no shape in that t-shirt. And I want to put it in so that it gives me the illusion of shape. And then another video here after that, where I show you my re-increases for my waist to hips and talk about how I keep track of increases. But so the light's not perfect here, but just before I go off to bed, I'm going to do the intro and talk about this stuff in the morning with my coffee. But I want to give you a progress so far this evening. I have finished my v-neck, joined in the round, come down to the bottom. I have not tried this latest length on, but what I have done, I'm going to show you over here on the side. I have these pair markers here. They document, let me just straighten them out. They document my increases, then my decreases under my bust. So these are decreases here. And this was where I decreased to my waist, which my thinnest part of my waist is under my bust, as I've said before in the other segment up to this point. And then down here, I am moving the markers that are on the other increase side, or the other decrease side. I'm moving them down here so that I have exactly the same number of decreases as I have increases. These decreases were every other row, because it's a fast break down to my waist. Now this would be different if you have a waist that's further down. And now I'm increasing gradually every 3 rows. I'm putting an increase back in to get to my hip measurement. Now this is assuming my bust measurement is the same as my hip measurement. Mine's pretty close, so I'm going with that. And then my waist measurement, distance from my under-bust to the thinnest part of my waist, is how I gauged how quickly I needed to draw this in. The other thing these markers are helping me with is they're helping me keep track as to when I should do another increase or decrease, because I know I've done, let's start here. I know that I've done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 stitches on either side. So I've gone in 14 stitches to shrink up to my waist measurement. 14 stitches, and gauge, if I calculated my stitches per inch, I could tell you how many inches in that is. I don't remember what it is for tonight. Now I'm going back out those stitches every 3rd or every 3 rounds. And I have done that at this point in time 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. I happen to have 2 more stitch markers over here, but this should be 2 more. I have 2 more stitch markers. This one is, I don't know what this one is. I may have to recount that. So these 2 stitch markers will be transferred over here 6 more rows, and I will be done with my increases. When that happens, I've been debating here what to do down at the waist. I have it here in my lap where I left off last night, which is right after I did that video. So what you've just seen is where I am. But I'm going to show it to you right here. Here it is. I'm this long now. This is the bottom. This is the top. So I'm coming into the final phase. I think I'm going to split at the waist so that I have like a split hem on it, so that I've got it's flowy down at the hem, and then I'm going to do a 1.5 inch turned back hem and hem it up. That's my plan this time. I think on my blue t-shirt I did a little bit of ribbing, like a really short ribbing, which is up in my room right now, and it accidentally went into the washing machine, but it's okay because it's cotton. Normally I put it in gentle and I hang it dry, but it came out of the dryer. But it was fine because it's cotton, which is lovely. So yes, I have that t-shirt, and I will try them on side by side so you can see when this is done how the fit looks in pieces and in top down. So you can see both. I have to say it's interesting. I am a batch worker, so I like to break things up into chunks, or a chunker. I'm a chunker. And I feel like I made more progress with the one in pieces because I could do the front, and then I'm like, oh, I have to do a back. And then I could say, oh, I have to do a sleeve. Whereas this, it's all in one, and then I have to go back and attach sleeves and work on them right on place. So this whole sweater is always in my lap. I sometimes think that maybe pieces is a better choice for me, but I don't know. How do you feel? Are you guys like top-down knitters? That's what I mostly meet, is people who like to do bottom-up, top-down, all-in-ones, and not in pieces. But I kind of like working in pieces. I also like gardening with raised beds because I have a bed to clean out of weeds, and then another bed, and then another bed. And it's broken up for me into segments. I need to do that to everything. Maybe even house cleaning. I've got some house cleaning to do. But we're gone all next week, so that's going to be fun. Boy, I better get to work, hadn't I? I leave Saturday. I'm going to be taking you on a little adventure to Spokane. So hang on to your hat for that. Spokane's not my favorite place. I went to university in Cheney, though, so my university is there. I went to my bachelor's and my master's degree were both in Cheney. So I'll show you some sights, hopefully. We'll do something. But I'm mostly babysitting my grandkids, so I may not have a lot of time. They may wear me out. Alrighty. How was that? I hope you enjoyed that. And I hope you come away with some kind of hints. Yeah, stay tuned for the head-to-head competition on needles with interchangeable cords and trying things on, and needles using this fancy cording thing that you can hook onto your tip of your needle. I'm going to compare those, and I've got a few testers comparing those too as soon as I've got a shipment coming of a spool of the stuff. So I'll let you know how that goes. And that's it for me today, though. And I'm going to do this at the end of the video today. If you haven't liked the channel, or if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do. If you haven't rung the bell yet, that's how you know when I've got a video that's come up, and Kelly. So Kelly and I both do twice a week. So there's 4 videos coming up a week. And if you ring the bell, you'll know when it goes up. And then like this video, leave a comment, tell me what kind of sweaters you like to knit, or do you like to knit any sweaters at all? Are you only a accessories knitter, or do you knit baby blankets, or do you crochet sweaters, baby blankets, or accessories? All of that applies here. All right, I'll see you on Sunday. Bye.